Okay, so I think it's recording now. Can you guys see me? Audio's recording, so I think we're good. All right, welcome guys. What's happening? I got a new camera going here. Hopefully it's working. An older Nikon DSLR that I'm using, so hopefully I'm configured things right. I'm still learning the ropes. Eventually I'll upgrade to something a little better. I'm looking at maybe potentially jumping on board with a Canon, bumping up the quality even a little bit more. But for a starter DSLR camera, I think this is a good starting point for me to try. So anyway, today's video, what the heck are we doing today? Today we are talking about, this is a custom piece of electronic hardware that I built for the National Video Game Museum out in Frisco, Texas. So for those of you that don't know, the National Video Game Museum is located in Frisco, Texas, as part of the Frisco Discovery Center, located at the back of the facility. I just want to thank Braden and Tim from DFW Insiders on YouTube for this footage, giving everyone a peek at the inside of the museum. The museum holds some pretty impressive pieces, including development hardware and all the various consoles showing all the history behind them. Various stages have been set up to show you all the different consoles throughout the gaming history. It's pretty impressive. The museum was opened by founders Sean Kelly, John Hardy, and Joe Santulli in 2016. So anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick little view of how I built this thing and what it looks like inside. Essentially, what happened was about 2 years ago, I was doing some research online and I came across a photo of a rare audio development manual. Turned out that this display piece was from the National Video Game Museum out in Frisco, Texas. This manual was there and it caught my eye, and I was like, wow, this is something that the homebrew scene for N64 have not seen yet, and it'd be really cool to get a copy of that. So I thought, shot in the dark, what are the chances that I could maybe get a copy of this? And I thought, that's probably pretty slim, but I thought, hey, what the hell, I got nothing to lose. So I sent them an email, and sure enough, in the end, one of the owners, Sean, he got back to me and said, yeah, sure, Jared. So I just blew my mind and was pretty happy about that. Anyway, got to talking with Sean a little bit more. Ended up being that they were looking for someone that had an electronics background to potentially build them a custom piece of hardware for one of their museum sets. And essentially what they were looking to have done is they had a 70s basement set with some video games from that era. And they had this old Bell rotary phone off to the side as part of the set. And they thought it would be really cool if it would actually ring. And if someone went and picked up the receiver, would hear something in the receiver, like an audio file or an MP3 file with something from that era. So anyways, they threw the idea at me and thought, hey, Jared, is this something that you could potentially build? Do you have the skills to do this? And I thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, yeah, that's, I could probably do that. Use some FPGAs and some other electronics components to do that, look into it. I ended up, just because they had been so cool with me, and I just decided that, I would do it pro bono and lend my skills to them. Just do something to help out the museum. So here you can see the completed unit, which I sent to the museum, which has the old VXA tape backup drive unit, the enclosure that I used for putting all of the electronics for the system, the FPGA board, as well as the high voltage electronics for the Bell rotary phone, as you can see here, which has the solenoids in there, which require the 70 volts RMS at 20 hertz to drive those solenoids to ring the bells of the phone. So it seemed to work out pretty well, and this was the perfect enclosure for it. So essentially you got couple of power supplies in there. It's actually 3 different power supplies, one to power the MP3 board, one to power the control circuits and the drivers for the solenoids and the solid state relay. and they're all kind of specialized units. Had to be a specific frequency and voltage level in order to drive the solenoids properly over the full length of that phone cord, in order for those solenoids to ring those bells. So it was kind of a unique thing that I had to calibrate and whatnot. And a solid state relay to do the triggering from the low voltage TTL signals coming from the FPGA development board, and then boosting those signals up for driving the solenoids. And then there was the MP3 board, a cooling fan that I had in there as well. Essentially an LCD display that was used for displaying telemetry of all the feedback from all the timer settings that I had, delay times and whatnot. And then some push buttons that I used for controlling the MP3 board, and as well as controlling and changing the delay time settings. So it was pretty intricate, but it was a lot of fun to throw that all together and test it all and write the VHDL code to make sure all the timers are working properly and all the proper signals were coming in at specific times when required. So it's pretty intricate, and a lot involved, and it took me a while to get it working properly the way I wanted. Finally got it done and packaged it all up and shipped it off to Frisco, Texas for Sean and John there to set up and incorporate that within their 70s basement themed set, which shows some video. They have some ColecoVision, type video games going on, and hooked up to an old CRT television, and they have this old rotary phone off to the side. And so it's if you go and you get a chance to check it out, you'll run into this particular set, and the phone will randomly ring, and if you go and you pick it up, you'll hear a little 70s related TV show theme song, or that's pretty much the way I set it up. Kind of a neat thing to see, a very unusual piece of custom hardware. It was a lot of fun to build. For those of you that get a chance to visit the National Video Game Museum out in Frisco, Texas, definitely go and check out that 70s themed basement area. So that's kind of neat, and you'll be able to see this phone that I built, control module that I made. So it's kind of a neat thing. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe button if you can, and we will see you guys in the next video. We'll see you later. Ciao.